Hey guys, bringing you a video on the best small tank filter I have found yet to date. Easy build, easiest filter I've ever built in my life. Literally without filming, it would take me 10 minutes with the tools I have in my home to do it. Doesn't require a lot of tools, so stay tuned. I'm going to give you a full tool list, material list, what you need, and step by step on how to make the Matten filter.
Some tools you're going to need for this project is either a hand saw or a power saw to cut the PVC piping, a measuring tape so you know where you're cutting, a marker to mark where you know you're cutting, a knife to cut the foam, and a 1/4 inch drill bit to drill the hole for the air supply line to go into the tube and for the intake holes at the bottom. And I have a level here for a straight edge so I can cut the foam using a straight edge. You're also going to need a drill or drill press of some sort, obviously, to operate the drill bit. I have a drill press in the garage, so that's what I'll be using, but you can use a corded or a cordless drill as well. Optionally, you're going to need an aquarium safe silicone and silicone gun. I attach a piece of slate to the bottom of my lifter tube to hold it down, but I just use a stainless steel screw and screw the slate to it. Those are the two options, but we'll go through that later. Here are the tools you're going to need, well, the equipment you're going to need for this project. This is the foam I talked about. It's a 30 ppi open cell polyurethane foam, I believe they call it. It's perfect for this application. Length of PVC 3/4 inch, some airline tubing, an airline tubing control valve, a piece of slate. You need one air stone, you need one elbow and one stopper at the bottom, and like I said, optionally silicone if you want to silicone the stopper to the bottom of the slate. Next, cut stuff to make it fit. So we've marked the pipe at 7.5 inches to cut, and now we're just going to cut this pipe. I have power saws upstairs in the garage, but it's cold out there, so we're going to do it by hand. Pipe is going ahead and marked another mark at 2 inches, and this piece of pipe will be for our outlet coming out through the foam, and this is where all the filtered water will be coming out of into your aquarium. So that's been cut. You got to clean up the edges a little bit of it after you cut it, but essentially it's done. So this is what you're going to end up with. You're going to end up with, here's your cap on the bottom, if I can get that off again. Obviously take the price tags off. Everything just fits like that, no glue. And there's your elbow. So this will sit behind your foam filter, and this outlet will put your new water in. Next, what we have to do is drill a hole in the top of this elbow, and this will be for your air line to go in with your air stone down here. And we have to drill several holes along the bottom here for an inlet into the filter. We always want to draw from the bottom and spit the water back out over the top. So that's what we're going to do next. Welcome to the messy garage. Here's where my drill press is though. So we're using the 1/4 inch drill bit. We're going to drill the hole for the air supply to come into the lifter tube. Simple as that. So now we're going to drill out the lifter tube. We're going to stay up about a 1/2 inch from the bottom of the tube, and we're going to drill a series of 3 holes about a 1/4 inch apart from each other on 3 sides of the tube. Doesn't have to be perfect. No one's going to see this anyways. If you wanted to draw nice lines, have it nice and straight, go ahead. I'm not that fussy for this. Just has to bring in enough water to create suction on the foam and lift it up the tube.
And that's all we're looking for is right there. So I've gone ahead and marked out my measurements for cutting the foam for a 5-gallon tank. And it's 9.75 inches high by 8 3/16 wide. You want it to be, it's a friction fit into the tank, so you want to be just a little bit bigger than the tank so it fits nice. But if you're too big, you'll bow it out in the middle and it won't look so good. So we're going to go ahead and cut this foam. X-Acto knife all the way out. It takes quite a bit to get through. You want it to be good and sharp. And use your straight edge so you keep your fingers away. And just kind of saw your way through. If you're worried about scratching what's underneath your cutting, I suggest put something underneath so it doesn't tear in a bit. Through there. Now, I would prefer black over this yellow. This is the natural color foam. Black would be way better, but I had a friend donate this to me just to try it out. But if I purchase any of this foam in the future, it's going to be black. It just looks nicer when I put my tanks on end in the fish tank, having the black instead of this color in the back. And there you go, your foam's cut. Clean it up a bit, but that's essentially what you're after. So our foam's cut here, our lifter tubes all ready to go. We're going to try something a little different here, and this is why I said that it's optional for the little piece of slate to hold this down. We're going to try cutting a hole right through, and hopefully the foam holds a lifter, the lifter tube in place instead of having to use the slate at the bottom. So I've marked out my center and the height for it. I wanted this one a little bit below the water surface so it doesn't agitate the surface so much. Now when we cut this, I'm going to start with like, I guess a cross we'll say, for this to fit through, because I want it to be a real snug fit. If it's not a real snug fit, then fry or shrimp or whatever can get through and into the filter area. And I don't want that. It's not detrimental if they do get back there, but then you got to get them out. So this way, if we keep it a nice tight fit, nothing will get through, and we'll see how this works. So I cut a very simple cross in the foam and jammed it in there, and that looks perfect to me. I think that's going to hold it at the bottom of the tank just fine, and we won't need the slate. We'll see how that goes. We're going to test it out in a second. So we need to get the air stone into the lifter tube before we start installing it. Real simple, put an air stone on there. You'll need a piece of aquarium tubing for as long as you need to get to an air control valve, and then simply slip the elbow on top of that. A little hard to get that in there, but not really. Put that on like so, whichever way you want it turning. Make sure that's still at the bottom, and it is. And that's it. We're ready to install the tank. It's ugly as hell. I do prefer the black ones, but like I said, this is free, and soon that's going to be covered in algae and a great place for baby shrimps and baby fish to gather food and biofilm. Over here I have a black one, and it just looks a whole lot better in the back of the tank. This works way better when you have your tanks on end like I do. But as for application, that's what it looks like from up top. And if you brought it out from the back a bit more, you could put your heater back there like I have in another tank. I'm on a central air system in my fish room, so I got tons of air. So I just hooked up to air that I have. Give it a second, and there it goes. Isn't that a thing of beauty? Lots of oxygen. You can turn it up. And if you put more water in the tank, it'll work even better. But you can turn it up as much as you want or down as much as you want, depending on what the flow you want in your tank. Anyways, this is a lot of surface area for a filter. You really can't ask for a better filter system for a fish room setup. Not the best looking in your regular aquarium unless you got black and had your tank on end. And a great spot to hide your heater back there if you're using one. So give it a try. This is honestly the easiest filter I've ever made. Anyways, Happy fish keeping. If you like our videos, please like and subscribe. Talk to you later.